We might as well.
I think we might as well start here.
Alright, so,
I'm
hi.
Stop the stream.
Hey everybody, welcome to Take 2, our all-new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. Guys, I want to do a PSA here. Even super cool nerds sometimes have to realign and kind of re-kick things off, but it's Thursday night. We're happy to have you here with us. We're happy to be here. And let's kick off this show with introductions of who we are. I'm Kat.
I'm Cora.
It's Cora.
Hi there, Cass. Rerun, whatever you want to call me.
Rerun.
Rerun.
And back behind the boards making us look pretty.
And doing nothing else.
Just not for sound, apparently.
We don't, pretty doesn't need to be heard.
Yeah, we don't need to sound pretty. We just need to look pretty.
Mess up a show. Yeah. I don't know what they did, but I think I'm gonna have to trim some of this. Anyway, yes.
Please do.
Yeah. Oh, duh. No crap. Anyway, yeah, I'll fix it in post. So, yes, thank
yeah.
you all.
Get in camera!
I don't even feel like going through the whole armadillo thing again. So, you know.
That's fine. I don't want to look
dare.
at it again.
Don't
No.
you dare.
My son
Okay.
up here, they grow up so fast.
He fed that one, and he sent his actual son to bed without dinner.
There's
It was
like,
upsetting.
I follow on Twitter. He bought baby clothes, and he even had a backpack on it.
He
And
doesn't.
took a picture of his Sentinel, like walking out to a school bus with a little backpack. Since they
That
grow up so fast.
Is adorable. When I was in
Jason,
high
don't do
school,
this.
we had a Buzz Lightyear that we took on like church trips and stuff and posed him in all sorts of different
That's awesome.
countries. All
Your
over
baby has
US.
some pretty good ab definition.
Yeah.
I need to stop sitting him in chairs in the dark in my house because my wife's about to like smash this thing. She came out yelling at me.
You were laughing though,
happens.
weren't you?
Oh God, I was. Which made it worse. You know, taking a beating and laughing. So anyway.
You should get a life-size cardboard cutout of anything, chop off its head, and hide it in places like the refrigerator. We did that at Apple. We had a security guard almost shoot our refrigerator.
Oh, remember the clown mask?
Yes.
Okay, so I shoved newspaper in it.
No, you
And
didn't.
laid it on my pillow on the bed, facing her direction, and then just left the room. But I heard when she woke up
How are you still
from
alive?
here.
How are you still alive?
You know the architecture of this house and how far my bedroom is from here.
How are you still
Around a lot of
alive?
corners, behind
Yeah.
several walls.
I was, you know what? It was at that point I was like, I'm tempted to just leave my own house right now.
That would have probably.
I'm not big on like the cliches of wives punishing husband and stuff, but yeah, if that were me, there would be punishment of some sort. I don't know what it would be.
Clearly, you cannot live with me. Anyway.
Well, for
No,
lots
thank
of
you.
reasons.
Nobody was asking.
Not yet. We could afford our place so far. Hooray!
Currently.
Anyway,
For now.
so let's kick off again some super cool nerd news.
I'm trying to tell Jason subtly to turn the volume on the music down unless he has his mic muted so it doesn't.
So,
Let's all do
Echo.
like stage directions, but out loud from here on out.
yeah, just tell me.
Give him a cool
Anyway.
behind the scenes
I was
look.
trying to do it because I thought my mic was still on.
Maybe our studio is haunted. Segway.
Yes, anyways. So, I'm sure all of you are at least familiar with the name Stardew Valley. Well, its creator, Concerned Ape, is in development with another video game. That one being Haunted Chocolatier. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why chocolate? Even the creator doesn't know. Just kind of came to him. And also, people like chocolate, right?
People love
Yeah.
chocolate. People have weird obsessions with chocolate.
Oh, there you go. The whole point of this game, essentially, like, very streamlined point of the game, is you gather ingredients, you make chocolate, and then you sell chocolate with cute little ghosties. Like, little ghosties are in your shops helping you sell chocolate, and it's just so adorable. I love it. What? Oh, okay. Sorry, I got
Turn on the
distracted.
key lights, Jason. Hair lights. Turn on hair lights, Jason.
Anyways, there's like the core of the game. It looks so cute. You can really tell that Concerned Ape's art style has improved since he made Stardew Valley, which is not a slight against him. Stardew Valley's artwork is still incredibly beautiful, but you can see the growth and it's really nice. You can also see kind of the growth in like just his environments and placements, everything. The music sounds really good in the trailer. If you can't hear it right now, then I highly recommend you go watch it on his channel. It already has like 1.2 million views, and he posted it like this week. It shows how many people are excited for it. Again, this is in extremely early development. We do not actually know when this game is going to be coming out. He's already mentioned that he's very good at like very streamlining with his games when he's making them like point A to point B. So he can make something that looks like a fully finished game for a trailer just to announce it, but it's far from being able to be played. And I will wait as long as I need to. This game looks really cute. I love the idea of having little, like living in a house and having little ghosties help me make chocolate.
So basically, he's every developer that shows a game at
Huh.
Difference is I have faith in his game. Immediately.
E3. Ooh.
The way things get funded now, I feel like that's such a critical skill to be able to paint a picture of what it's going to look like, even though you're not ready. That's
Yeah.
how stuff gets funded, it seems like. But I like that he kept the nostalgic style. It's very calming.
Yes.
It's very pretty. His art has improved, but it still has that retro feel.
Exactly.
Definitely.
That's
Very
cool.
old, like NES, SNES type. Yeah, it's giving me
Very
very.
much Final Fantasy.
I was gonna say Legend of Zelda.
And Final Fantasy, what, 6?
Yes, and Link to the Past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
Love it.
That's-
I'm so excited. I'm not gonna lie, like the mod community for Stardew Valley is absolutely insane.
And
I-
extensive.
Yeah, like I don't know if y'all have seen some of the mods that they've made for Stardew Valley, but there's a whole mod that introduces like actual economics of like paying bills, things like that, extending literally everything. There's literally a mod that's just an entire extra town in Stardew Valley.
Wild.
Our essentially sister-in-law is pretty into it.
Yeah.
isn't she? Yeah.
Like it's insane how deep these mods go. And so I'm kind of, and like Concerned Ape loves it. He fully endorses people doing these mods. He thinks they're fun. Be careful, there are for some reason some NSFW mods, but you know, it's a game on the internet.
It's Rule 34, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So please be careful of those, but they're like that many, and there's like this many that
Yeah.
are like really cool. There's
Yeah.
even some that introduce new crops. And he's actually introduced some of those crops into the game now as well.
Yeah.
Like those mods like helped him come up with that, and they're like, so I'm excited to see what kind of mods we're gonna get for Haunted Chocolatier from fans.
Yeah.
And see what things he like works out with them to make like actual permanent things within the game as well.
There's some people very talented at creating like a living game that goes on way after release. It's not
Call
much for
that
console
Bethesda.
And I'll
Except it's just the creators modding it.
And I'll give props to
To be
Bethesda. When they put it out, they said, this is broken.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna fix it. We don't know what we're doing. And they've done pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, but like
Yeah.
not as much of a PR disaster. Anyway, so that's that. And we
Yes.
don't have a date for it yet.
No,
right?
we just know that it's still in development. He does have the website hauntedchocolatier.com. You can go over there and check out some of the screenshots he has for it. He has a couple of trailers, not just this one, on there as well. You can kind of see and follow the development for the game.
Cool. speaking of games that are coming out.
Yeah. So From Software, the developers of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, they're making a new game called Elden Ring. I'm sure that you've heard of it. We got about 15 to 20 minutes of like action and more just gameplay. Introducing some elements that we weren't sure if we were getting or getting back. There is, and this is very odd for these games, there's a map. There's 6 main areas, and it's much, much, much more of an open world than these games usually have. There's also more stealth, which is not... It's kind of an element in the Dark Souls games, but they're going with a much more stealthy game. They are including cooperative play, including invasions. Invasions is a Dark Souls mechanic where you can go and just try to kill people. PvP. I always thought it was kind of a dick move, but you might not be able to... This is interesting. You might not be able to invade just one player. It's if you have more than one player, you could invade. So one player could invade like 3, because it's up to 4 cooperative players at a time, which is very interesting. Things that are back. Bonfires, essentially. They're called Sites of Lost Grace. Bloodstains are back. So you can watch how previous players have kicked the bucket in the most ridiculous ways that you can possibly imagine. That's always a fun thing. There are actually going to be some tests that are going on in November, but the actual release date is February 25th, 2022. I should say it's not on PC. It's going to be on, at least the test, and I think the actual game itself, too, is going to be console only, which I'm a fan of because PC players are the worst. So, it's going to be exciting, even though it's got kind of a really stupid name. I don't like the name Elden Ring. I don't get it.
There's only so many names out there.
Just make Dark Souls 4. There is also... There's in the gameplay you see someone, I don't remember what they said. They said, oh, you're like staggered or something. Well, they won't like you here. So they basically have the hollow mechanic back, and especially the action. It looks and feels like a Dark Souls game. It's these ridiculous huge monsters that you hack at with your little sword. So it definitely seems like it's going to present that same experience as a Dark Souls game. So if you're a fan of From Software, this is another good game for you guys that like stupid hard games. Anyway.
I'm sure they all appreciate the hacking at it with their little swords.
With their little swords.
Alternate title, Darkening of the Souls.
Exactly.
I just Elden Ring and Elder Scroll, and like many of them are too close together in names. It gets mixed up for me.
It looks really pretty.
Speaking of games that you won't be playing in the very near future, Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 have been delayed indefinitely. Activision has, they've had a rough quarter. Overwatch lost like 13% of its player base, which has been blamed on everything from like the scandals and the all that stuff to people having to go back to work, to all sorts of stuff. I will admit I didn't play my favorite event much at all because it's been sad. It's hard. Anyway, so delayed indefinitely. Presumably they're trying to figure out how to smash a 6-player co-op game into five active players and not ruin everything. I'm still interested in it. I still want to play it, but like, I hope they get their house right. That's what I'm hoping is happening. Get your house right. So that's really all they said is we want to make it, we want to put out the right game, blah, 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 blah. So we're not doing it until it's right. So probably at least 2023.
Oof.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder, they said they were going to play Overwatch League was going to be on Overwatch 2 next year, but clearly
it's just not ready.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with the league. Anyway, we'll find out more about that later. Jason, do you have anything on games? Do you have games?
Oh, you want to talk about disappointment? Let's go ahead and take it to Take 2 Interactive. All my pictures are up. So, anyway, and I deleted my camera. Anyway,
job.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, Take-Two Interactive had a huge announcement. They were dumping $53 million into a game. There were all kinds of rumors that this is going to be the next like Destiny or Overwatch, some big online multiplayer platform that was going to revolutionize everything. Well, it got canceled yesterday. They unannounced this game that was going to be held. It was going to be made by Hangar 13 Games. They did this on their earnings call with investors, and boy, as an investor, that's what you want to hear over an earnings call. This thing that was going to make a whole lot of money ain't going to happen. The statement release was, while the Hangar 13 name and Volt's working title are not being shared publicly, Take-Two is announcing today that 2K has made the difficult decision to stop developing on this project. This was made by studio head and founder Hayden Blackman. I know this likely comes as a shock, but I wanted you to hear it from me first and provide some context. This has thrown a lot of speculation out there that this studio is not, Take-Two is going to be closing its doors soon. And for this thing that was going to put you back on the map getting canceled, yeah. This sounds bad, and I don't like in this world right now people losing out on their jobs, and especially in the video game world, because it's hard to get them jobs and keep them. But they did also say, and this is going to where we are confident there are many opportunities for employees to work on other games in development, both at H13 and across the label. 2K has also assured me that the company believes H13 can deliver a critical and commercial success, and we will begin developing future projects soon.
Very
we
vague.
We shall see. Look, if I was an employee, let me go to dual cam. If I was an employee of Take-Two right now, I would be checking out Cobra just to make sure my health care was covered.
Yeah.
And maybe firing up my LinkedIn profile.
That's, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though, is like good game developers are still like in very, very, very high demand. It's more about, you don't have a lot of stability, granted, but like they can't get enough developers to work on the things that they want to put out. I've worked for a company who would get to a certain point where it was close enough to the release of something where they don't care how much money they spend, just get it, and they still can't hire the developers to get enough on the project. So like, I think it's probably still a really good field to go into, but it's going to be a lot of, I'm not going to have a social life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least a very inconsistent one.
Yeah, it's very unusual just to outright cancel something like that.
That's wild.
That's insane.
Well, the other part of that, actually, I didn't mention, I didn't see this because this came later on, but 2K actually did release a statement on this. And it ain't good. Hangar 13's latest project was creatively ambitious and exciting. When we pursued new intellectual properties, we occasionally may encounter situations that call for cancellation. I'm sorry I had to say it in that inflection, by the way. We encourage our teams to pursue their passions and take creative risks, balance against prudent commercial and financial decisions, and our unwavering commitment to delivering the best entertainment experiences. We have full confidence in Hangar 13's leadership and development team and believe that they can and will deliver critical and commercial success in the future. Hangar 13's leadership is working closely with 2K to ensure Hangar 13 team members continue to do meaningful work either as part of Hangar 13 or on one of our other development teams. Yeah, I'd fire up that LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
That sounds like this is some WWE crap right here.
Yeah.
People will get fired after this statement was made.
What is that? Is that this didn't test well? Is
I'm really questioning, what was this going to be? Like, I know sometimes after cancellations and things like this, we find like little inklings of what it was going to be. Like,
yeah.
I'm really curious. They were talking about this was going to rival Destiny 2. Destiny 2 has a strong following still. I regularly go back to Destiny all the time, and their servers are still strong with players. Like, Outriders came along and was gone because Outriders could not do it.
Yeah.
Destiny has been consistent throughout the years. So if you're shooting for the king, I really wonder what they were planning.
I do too. Like, and it makes me wonder: maybe it's something that they could roll into another game they're already planning? Like Overwatch was made from a game they were trying to make. Different game, Star Fox or something weird they were trying to make, and then they just recycled the characters into making Overwatch. I wonder if they have another project that's kind of close to it, and they just decided to roll into that.
No. That sounds like Crisis Mode, though. That sounds like super Crisis Mode.
Yeah, this is not what you want to announce. This is not what you want to announce on an investor call. Anyway, we'll see. We'll be watching Take-Two in the next couple days. So.
Oof. Anybody else have anything for video games specifically?
Nope.
I mean,
go ahead.
No, we're good. Go ahead.
I have like a nice little heartfelt story that I ran across today. This was just so wholesome. I don't know. So, okay, Last of Us 2, the most wholesome fan base. So, they're
the most wholesome game.
Most wholesome game. The best, most equality promoting fan base, with no misogynist issues. Anyway,
no transphobia.
Last of Us 2 is a very well made, very solid game. The fandom you have to give crap to because sometimes they're awful. But like, other fans are not. So there was this couple, and their names are Bruce and Karen. And they are boomers. He's retired military. She's retired legal. And they were looking into ways to like stay active, right? And keep their minds active, blah, blah, blah. They started reading about like video games. And, they like Dave & Buster's. So they bought a PS4 Pro, in spite of the fact that she said she can't tell one console from any other console. But they bought it, and they were watching different reviews on YouTube of different games, and they stumbled onto AP Nerd's review of The Last of Us 2, and they were like, oh, that's fun, let's get that one. So they got The Last of Us 2, and it got there. They were pretty intimidated by it, but they figured if they could do this one, they could conquer other games. Like,
I think that's true.
That's like me playing God of War and God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, They laughed. It took them a day and a half, they said, to find Ellie's jacket, which is the first half hour. There are some minor spoilers for Last of Us.
Boo-hoo, that came.
Yeah,
Ellie has to find her
out.
jacket.
She has to find her jacket.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they would they'd be riding around the horse.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, get her off the horse, get her off the horse. So she'd get her off the horse and then have the triangle prompt, and then she'd get right back on the horse. And it just reminded me of God of War in the boat.
Yeah.
Like how many times you're trying to pick up something next to the boat and you get back in the boat instead, and it was just stupid. So they posted a Craigslist ad.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They posted a Craigslist ad, and they were just like, can we get some help? We need a person who knows the game and how to work the controller, and they're willing to pay and all this stuff. And that found its way to Reddit, to the PS4 Reddit, and then eventually to the creative gigs subreddit, which is stuff like, I want to shave my head on camera. It's like a mixed bag of weird stuff. And this guy, One-Eyed Man, said that he just felt like his grandparents would sound exactly like that if they were to post that ad. And so he thought it was ridiculously cute and very life-affirming, and that he hoped he was that way. So said the couple's eagerness to learn without fear of asking for help stole everyone's heart, and so they spread the ad everywhere. And for the love of, warm and gooey faith in humanity, and they said they didn't care how good you were at the game. They needed somebody with enough patience to teach them. And then they actually had multiple responses because of the Reddit take. Yeah. And they picked one, somebody named Weekend Feel, a 21-year-old named Jesse. He confirmed he was vaccinated, and then he started to help them, and now they're doing they're doing really well. They're
First off, as somebody that believes everybody on Craigslist that wants me to come to their house intends to kill me,
Yeah.
I would have answered this ad. Also, Grandmama will probably cook.
yeah.
If Grandmama is baking, I'm going.
Yeah.
Let's see, 81 and 70. Yeah. She probably made some cookies. She's probably going to tell me to take a
sweet.
plate home.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I would answer this ad. Where do I have to go?
I just want to know how they reacted to the content of the game, because that's a rough
Is
game.
there any mention that she made
There-
cookies for them? Because that
There
would.
is no mention of cookies that I saw. No.
No, there were cookies. I don't need them to confirm.
There's
Nothing.
no mention.
There's
They're
no
there,
mention
though.
of cookies.
The cookies are there, and Jesse hasn't actually been able to help them much in person because of a new job. But like they played through some of it together. They said shout out to Last of Us accessibility features, like are really good. The content was a little rough for a combat veteran. Like,
Yeah.
some of the stuff, and I won't
That game
get
is
into
dramatic.
the spoilery, but just if somebody beats somebody to death with a golf club,
Yes.
it's a little graphic, and so that's been
Look,
you
I'm
know.
willing to work shifts with these people. Are there cookies? That's all I care about.
yeah, like they said that Jesse has impressed them with. It looks like a movie when he's playing because it just goes. It's so cute, but they've taken a little break from Last of Us 2. Because it is pretty advanced, but they're playing other what you would consider like legit. They're playing Detroit Being Human.
Okay, yeah.
They're playing Destroy All Humans in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Nice.
So
I
kinda
knew
get-
Grand Theft Auto was going to come here.
Nice.
Get their head around the shooter games.
There's just something wholesome about thinking about Grandma just like running over a prostitute.
I wouldn't go to anybody's house off of Craigslist except for this ad. This is it.
This is so sweet.
They're trying to find some more like co-op games, like couch
Yeah.
co-op.
Yeah.
Which honestly kind of bums me out that there's not more. Like Cass and I would love to play split screen games here and there, and we're stuck with pretty much Rocket League. Anyway, but yeah, they're happy. They're happy to do it. He said he wants to get genuinely good at gaming and perhaps stand up against other fellow gamers. Which was apparently news to her because she went, what? And that was pretty much the end of the article. Anyway, just something wholesome happening in gaming.
That's so
Aw.
sweet. I love it so much.
I love boomers who game.
Yeah.
Because they're like gaming with their grandkids, they're gaming to keep their minds active, they're gaming just to try something new. And I think it's so special.
Keep trying new things.
Yes, always. So that's it for gaming. What about like movies and TV? What have we got?
I got one.
Go.
Begrudgingly, I was not excited at all for Eternals because I believe Eternals suck. I just do. Stop looking at the figures. I mean, that has nothing to do with anything.
No. I'm
So,
just thinking
anyway.
about how I don't care about them.
Yeah, I could care less about this movie, admittedly, but the world found a way to get Jason's heart to grow 8 sizes too large. Because sadly, Eternals has, well, I don't know how sadly this is, or just expected, Eternals has been pulled in Saudi Arabia due to gay romance, including other Arab countries. Several countries, including Saudi Arabia and a couple of Kuwait, and oh no, you can still go to it in the UAE. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because, also, spoiler, apparently there's a gay couple in there. But, you know, that's a big no-no in Arab countries. So, yeah, you will not be seeing Eternals there. And here's how you get Jason to support a movie. Through pure, unadulterated spite. Because, damn it, if you're going to hate on a movie for something like this, then I'm going to buy 2 tickets to it. So,
What's going to be more upsetting, probably for you at least, is if the gay scene is literally like two NPC level characters in the background that just go, "Meh," and that's it.
Like the Star Wars one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it is something that it would be an afterthought to me.
Disney's latest
But somebody
first
else,
gay character.
they would be arms flailing in the air because no,
I mean,
waiting for
if it
Jason
was
outside.
just
the
Saudi-
gays exist.
If it was just Saudi Arabia, I would think that background NPC level romance was likely because
Yeah.
very strict
Yeah.
rules, especially
As
now.
someone that's been to the
But
region, I would also say,
multiple countries makes me think that it's a little more foreground.
as a person that's also, I hate the government of Saudi Arabia. I will go on record and screw them.
Yeah.
Screw them. Not so much the people, but it's a reason why I don't like watch WWE. Well, I don't watch WWE. Crown Jewel because
Yeah.
they chopped up a journalist. I can't. Nope. And you're gonna deny people this movie because everybody made a big deal about they allowed women wrestlers at Crown Jewel this year. Well, kiss my ass, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're just now catching up to the rest of the civilized world. Oh, so brave for you to allow two women to do their job. Anyway, so yeah, I am in theaters for Eternals. Day one. I'll go again, and also along with that, I'd like to actually plug an event that will be at the Grandscape Theater. They will be having an Eternals watch party hosted by Fan Expo and on Ricardo. So go out, check it out. Go watch Eternals 5 times, just to make up for all the people that will unfortunately not be able to see it in Saudi Arabia. I am thoroughly disgusted by this, honestly. But should I be surprised? Should I?
I wish we could be surprised. I really
I
wish.
really wish that the government of Saudi Arabia could do something that I found shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking actually would have been y'all just shutting up and letting the movie play. But hey, that's okay. I got you, Marvel. I got you for 2 tickets.
I still haven't been to a theater. I don't know. I still haven't been to one.
And also, yes, I do have all the figures on the table because
Is Richard Madden going to be as
when
seen
money
here?
started coming in, and why is there a bucket on that head?
Wow, it took you a long time to notice that.
Anyway,
Because he's the wolf.
he's the worst.
He's
Anyway,
the wolf king.
I don't know what
He
that
doesn't
means.
have his head anymore.
Money started coming in, and these are the only toys I could find, and it was like, well,
Most of them are pretty good looking figures.
Yeah.
I do like the Angelina Jolie one, Tharja.
I like her. I like Camille
Neil
Nanjiani.
Nanjiani
Yeah.
He looks good.
And Brian, I don't remember his last
Also,
name.
I understand why Selma Hayek is not happy with the face on her figure.
She doesn't look like her.
That is not Selma Hayek.
Yep.
To which, a lot of people were like, Selma Hayek has a face?
Gemma
Gemma
Chan?
Chan's okay.
Yep, she gets a twofer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she was in Captain Marvel.
She was.
Yes, she was.
She was the sharpshooter in Captain Marvel.
Yes, she was.
Mhm.
I love her so much. She's so pretty.
I'm kind of surprised that they did this.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it for
Did
her.
she
She's
die in
so
Cap-
good.
Oh yeah, she died. Oh yeah, she was in the ship. She died.
Spoiler
They
alert.
blasted her with the ship. Oh,
For Marvel's
no.
worst
No.
movie.
Here's another
What?
spoiler. It's okay. It's a solid B.
Anyway, moving on. That is my story. Go watch Eternals 4 times.
What have we got for movies? Do you have anything for
Speaking
movies?
of movies you didn't care about, so in the endless Disney remakes, they're remaking Snow White, and guess who they cast as the evil queen? You're wrong. It was Gal Gadot. She's not, as if there was a woman that could top her. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She's stunning, she's perfect, and I get that the evil queen's supposed to be the next fairest, because that's the whole thing, is that she's the fairest up until a certain point. But as if there was a lady
Yeah.
at any age, at any point, that could outdo her. Also, this is kind of the last in a line of casting the most beautiful person ever as the evil queen. Charlize Theron was cast as the evil queen. You're like, really?
That I could see.
Kristen Stewart is beautiful, but Charlize Theron is just...
Who's starring in Snow White? I feel sorry.
We don't know yet.
I feel sorry for whoever's going to be cast
Yeah.
to play not
There-
Snow White, Aurora.
No, Snow White.
Snow White. I
Yeah.
thought my brain got mixed up.
There is not a person that has skin as white as snow that can even get near
Doesn't exist.
that.
Also,
No, I heard they're gonna have to recast the mirror because the current one cracks. Cracks every time he has to say there's somebody more fair than Gal Gadot. She was a 10 in Wonder Woman 1984 or whatever, and that was the weirdest, not the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But even when she is ugly crying, she only makes it down to 9.8.
Yeah.
Like, she's the hottest person I've ever seen.
I want to play the mirror.
You wouldn't be able to.
Why?
Because when she asks you if she's still the prettiest, you'd go, yes, ma'am.
That is not what I would say.
You know what I would say?
Yes, my queen.
I
Sorry.
wouldn't be
Yes.
able to respond.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
Like, if she holds the mirror, like I've seen her hold faces like this, I would just be like, drool, which is not cute. It's not, I have no way to be like, no.
No, you're not.
There's this pale chick.
That's the other thing, like, you've had, her name's Snow White. You cast a person of color as the evil queen, and then you cast a white person and be like, oh, she's prettier than you. Like, it just feels, like, there's a lot of things that just feels
bad.
It feels
Like,
kind of
Feels really
dumb.
bad.
We're not hating on people who are white. We're
Yeah.
just saying that, like,
not a-
genetically, like,
it's not a good
people
look. It's
with
We're not
the
hating on
more-
75% of this show.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if you,
It just feels a little weird.
Yeah,
It feels not good.
It feels like the subtle things that they did in the movies before to dehumanize.
Yeah.
people of color.
So,
which hopefully isn't what they're doing. And honestly, like, I'm happy that she has the part. Maybe they're gonna rough up her face somehow.
Yeah.
Like, add ugly elements to it to get that rating down a little bit. I don't
Get her
know.
down to a solid 8.
she's
Yeah.
gonna have a pimple. Alright.
Like, big hairy mole.
Yeah.
Middle of her nose, like this big though. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It almost makes me want to see it. Not a big fan of the live remakes, but I do love her, and I would love to see her be evil. I think that'd be fun to watch. So, speaking of movies, do you have anything in movies?
Not really.
I have one. So I saw a preview today for this new movie that's coming out probably this year. I don't know. It's called 8-Bit Christmas, and you guys, I'm excited about this movie. This is the first movie I've ever seen as a Christmas movie that's marketed towards, like, me, approximately people my age, some older than me, and it's Neil Patrick Harris relating the story of the Christmas where he wanted to get a Nintendo, like, and it was the big toy. And the preview has, like, a final countdown in the background, has a crack about, like, he's riding a bike and his kids are, like, with helmets, and he's like, oh, yeah, always wore helmets in the 80s. And just the video switches to where all of a sudden he has a helmet on. And
Kind of like How I Met Your Mother.
yeah.
We were smoking sandwiches.
Which, yeah, is something that I thought of, actually, is it's kind of ironic because it's
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris and
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about how this special Christmas, he wanted a Nintendo. It just looks funny. It looks fun to watch, and not to, reveal too much of my age, but I remember when my brother got a Nintendo for his birthday, and kind of made me think, what were there big toys for you guys that you wanted, the big popular toy one year? Or
There were two that I wanted. I don't know if they were popular at that time, but I did want them. I wanted an Easy Bake Oven, and I wanted the Creepy Crawlers set so I could bake cookies, and then I could go and make, like, stretchy bugs.
I remember that. I didn't until you said it, but I remember those kits. It was like, it's science-y, but with, like, Nickelodeon slime
Yeah,
vibes.
pretty much.
Like,
And I didn't get the Creepy Crawlers ever. Instead, I got, like, a really cool, like kids telescope science kit thing. And I did get the Easy Bake Oven, and it broke, like, 2 days after getting it.
Oh.
Which is just fine. Those things did not taste good.
oh yeah, because it could really bake, but it was all the safety stuff, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a light bulb that's cooking it.
That's not
Oh,
great.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
not fantastic.
That's what's cooking it,
Probably
is a
not
light
good
bulb.
for you either.
That's probably real bad for you.
Jason, what about you?
I think I've told y'all this before, but mine was always Optimus Prime. I could never get the original Optimus Prime with the little blue fists and the trailer. Never got it. It never happened. I didn't get one of those until I bought it on my own. However, that does dictate what I do every year for Toys for Tots. Every year for Toys for Tots, I throw at least two Optimus Primes in those bins, whatever it may be at the time, because there's always a Prime on the shelf. I throw two of them in Toys for Tots, but never got it for Christmas. The only person that actually ever bought me an Optimus Prime for Christmas was my wife.
Aww.
And it was the TH02 hybrid. It was a Japanese exclusive, and she got it for me, and I was like,
That's so sweet.
That's
she's like,
freaking awesome.
this is the only one I could find, and I was like, it was one of those like, how did you get this? And how much did you pay for this? But that's the only time I ever got it. But yeah, never got them. But I'll make sure at least two kids get them every single year.
That's really sweet. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go to like a discount store like Ross or something and find something to throw in Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
Or something clearance. Just do it.
Cass, what about you?
I wanted, this is embarrassing, I wanted a Bratz doll, which are the worst Barbie. I don't think they make them anymore. They're really creepy looking.
They are.
And I wanted one. Something we did get, actually, when I was probably, 6, 7, we got a trampoline.
Hey.
With no net, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But
Who needs the net?
no net. And we used to play a game where you would throw balls as hard as you could towards the people on the trampoline, and if you pegged one, then you switched places. That was really not a safe
How many people
game.
got hurt on the trampoline?
Everyone.
Seriously?
Everyone jumped on it.
I think we avoided serious injury. Like, I don't think we had hospital trips or anything, but everybody
No.
did, yeah.
Did
Like
anybody
sprained
ever do the thing
ankles.
where you're bouncing and then all of a sudden you realize I'm no longer over the trampoline.
Yes. I did one. I jumped off. I don't remember if it was a roof or like a fort or something, but I jumped off that onto the trampoline and I went sideways instead of up, and I grabbed the railing around and went and hit the bottom of the trampoline and came back up. I almost died.
Our parents very wisely did implement a very stern rule against the double jumping, like,
Yeah.
right away. So I think that's probably how we avoided the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
I have a quick story about trampolines.
Yes.
So we also got a trampoline around the time I was like between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
We didn't have the net either, but we did have like the padding across the springs.
Mm-hmm.
We had that the first year.
It didn't last long.
It
but
ripped.
It was
Yeah, it
there.
ripped.
It was ineffective.
Yeah.
It was ineffective, but it was there.
It kept your arm from getting like pinched, and
Yeah.
if you could keep it on.
But
Small blessings.
Yeah.
but we became the house that all the teenage high schoolers wanted to come to because we had a trampoline.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom, very wisely, this is the smartest thing my mother has ever done. She made everybody sign a waiver, and anyone
What?
saying that
That's
she was
amazing.
not liable because the teenagers were technically old enough to
Okay.
watch us.
Yeah.
So if any of the little kids or if the teenagers got hurt, it was not our fault that they got hurt. And then she went and got all that stuff notarized. So it was legally binding.
Dang.
And it was a good thing she did.
That's amazing.
So we were playing popcorn, which if y'all don't know what popcorn is when someone curls up into a ball and holds their legs to their chest in the center of the trampoline, and then everyone from the edges jumps into the middle and sends the person flying, and that just continues until they pop. Meaning
I
they
was
let go.
usually the person in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's very
And
small.
so I want you to imagine 6-year-olds with high schoolers. And the high schoolers took turns because there was 5 of them.
Yeah.
Not all 5 were on the trampoline at the same time. I don't think.
There was a weight limit.
Yeah, but there was one girl. She popped and went sailing over the teenagers. Her leg hit the trampoline, and her back hit the ground. She was fine. She didn't have got the wind knocked out of her, but she a bruise on her leg, but she was fine. Her mom had pulled up into the backyard because our driveway went into the back in time to see this, and she threatened to sue us. And then
Nope.
Mom very casually pulled up the thing that she signed.
Absolutely fantastic.
Her daughter was no longer allowed at our house, which we were very sad about, and her daughter was mad about because she's like, I didn't blame y'all.
Yeah.
She was crying,
See, I would
obviously,
that, sit
but
there. That is so sad they got hurt, but I have this written.
Oh,
I
this
need
is
it
right
written
here.
that you need to get some help. I'm so sorry, but
So
no.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
My mom wasn't. I mean, like, honestly, because there were 6 of us. Like, we had our
Yeah.
own football team for everything.
You didn't need a waiver to be signed.
Yeah, I was an accident-prone little kid too. Like, bitten by snakes and broke my ankle all the time, and almost wound up in the hospital from a bunch of stunts that I pulled, and wound up in the hospital a couple other times. Like,
Yeah.
Rough.
yeah, it wasn't great, but like, yeah, I don't think I ever wanted like the cool hot toy. I think the best, like, I got my electric guitar for Christmas one year. We all got an electric keyboard one year, which I think that might have been the big toy, but we didn't get the one that like responded pressure sensitive keys. And then last year, 30-something-year-old me got something I really wanted, which is a 5-foot-tall stuffed animal dragon, a blue dragon named Ted Cooper. That Cass got me. He's 5 feet tall. Like,
Nice.
yeah, like if I ever were to like settle down and date somebody or whatever, he's gonna have to contend with a dragon and a 18-pound cat. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah, but that's it for movies. What else we got?
I got some books.
Books. Let's talk books.
Alright, so this is also just like a jab at the people putting negative reviews on an Amazon listing. So, Vampire Hunter D, for those who didn't know, is a written novel series, first of all. Like, it was very much first a written novel series that is still ongoing. I just want to point out that there is the Amazon listing for the new book has a bunch of nerds whining because it's not the comic. They're like, this isn't the manga, and they're just giving it negative reviews because of that, and cry me a river. But there is some good news for those of us who enjoy the books, and that is we are getting our first English audiobooks.
Nice.
Ooh.
It's going to be fully casted with music and sound effects, being adapted by Graphic Audio, and you can actually go ahead and right now and go pre-order them for $11.39 on their website. The first novel will be released on December 15th. Razor of Gales will be available on January 26th, which is the second book, and the third book, Demon Death Chase, will be available on February 24th. And to further entice you, Demon Death Chase is is the book that Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust is based on. So if you liked that story, at a bare minimum, you will enjoy Demon Death Chase. But I can guarantee you will enjoy all of them because I've read all 3 of them, and they're fantastic. Also, the first one did inspire a movie that we don't talk about. I did not like that movie.
What movie?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
No,
I don't think so.
It's literally just Vampire Hunter D. It's a much older movie that's somehow gotten more popular now. I just didn't like the character designs for some of the people. I thought it was weird.
It happens.
Anyways, the runtime for the first book that we know of is going to be 6 hours, which that's not bad for an audiobook.
Yeah.
Presumably about the same length for Razor of Gales and Demon Death Chase because they're about the same length thickness-wise. So it should be interesting to see. We don't have any of the cast right now. We do know that it's being directed by Scott McCormick, though. The name is familiar, but that also could be because I cook a lot and McCormick spices.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna claim that I can remember who that is.
That's interesting. Not the McCormick part, but the rest of it.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't have anything in books. What else do you have?
This is a TV show, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action series that none of us wanted, but all of us are kind of here for. Just made their latest casting, which is Daniel Day Kim as the Fire Lord Ozai. If you know the name but can't quite grab it, he was in Lost. He was in the remake of Hawaii Five-0, which I never watched. But he's an absolutely fantastic actor, and let me just say, gorgeous. So it's going to be interesting. Fire Lord Ozai, I mean, to see him as, like, I always thought of him as kind of an old man because of him being voiced by Mark Hamill, who plays him that kind of raspy.
Wait a minute, that was Mark Hamill?
That was Mark Hamill. Yeah. So, yeah, he does.
Hamill an old man?
He sounds like it in the shows.
He's
Kind of.
definitely an old man.
This is after casting Gordon Cormier. Pardon me if I just butcher these names. Kia Wentio, Ian Owsley, and Dallas Yu as Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Zuko, respectively. And that's weird. All of these people, they're all of Asian descent. That's crazy. So that's the news for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Should be good. And that's it for that show.
Why would you want all Asian people to do Avatar?
It's so weird.
I can't even control. Oh, I gotta do things. Okay.
That's so weird.
Got him.
Seriously, guys. Yeah, late 2022 is when it's coming out. That's it. That's all I got.
What else have we got? Jason, what have you
I
got?
got one. It's slightly spoilerish, so get over it. Sony spoiled it first.
Yep.
The trailer for Morbius. Do I have anything for Morbius? I don't have anything for Morbius. I do have the scene, which I'll go to in a second. But they released their latest trailer, and surprisingly, it looks like something I want to watch.
Weird.
I am here for Morbius.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know what's up with Sony just wanting to really establish themselves as, hey, we make Marvel movies too, because throughout this thing, we saw, of course, Michael Keaton, who will be reprising his role as Adrian Toomes, the Vulture in Spider-Man, Homecoming.
All the way home.
Anyway, they name dropped Venom in there. Oh, I'm Venom. Oh no, I'm Morbius. But the deepest cut I think could come from, and I literally stopped the video, gasped at. They put this on screen, and I know we've been hearing lots of rumors about what Far From Home is going to be, but there's a scene where Morbius is in his orange jumpsuit, and he's running, and on the back, on the wall, right there, that is a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man costume with the word murderer across it. What does this mean? Well, Sony, it just this was botched. Yeah. I'm gonna say, okay, look, it was quick. You had to have been on it. You had to have been. I'm switching to dual cam now.
Yeah.
You had to have been on it to see this. You weren't gonna catch this on your phone watching this. But I saw it and I kind of went like, y'all are trying too hard now. You should have really revealed this during the movie. I don't know. I fully expect this Morbius. While I'm excited for it, I think it's going to have some moments that they will not be subtle at all to just establish that, hey, we make Marvel movies too.
Yeah.
Look, here's J. Jonah Jameson complaining. Here's a shot of Venom and whatever else we can throw in there. And I don't like when it's forced. This seemed forced. It's clearly Tobey Maguire's suit on that. Why would you even have that there? Why? Are they going to do... Did anybody see Venom? Did anybody catch it?
Not yet. Haven't been in the theater.
Okay, then. Well, then
I want to more than anything, but I haven't been in a theater.
Sony is...
More
I
than
just
any
have
other
this
movie.
weird feeling that Sony's about to be hey, we make Marvel movies too. Look at us. And there won't be any cooperation, but it'll be more one-upsmanship.
This would have been a delightful, surprise.
Yeah.
This would have been something like after the movie, Easter eggs you may have missed.
Yeah.
Not revealed in the trailer. You had me already. You didn't need this. In fact, this, like I said...
I mean, the trailer looks really good.
But
It looks like you become a vampire by having bats fly into your mouth, but aside from that, I like it.
I don't understand science.
You have to respect different lore.
Oh my god.
Or both, maybe you do.
I don't like some spoilers, but they put it in their trailer, so, screw them. So, yes, we get it. Far From Home, we hear the rumors. Andrew Garfield, you're a liar. Just come clean, Andrew.
I really wish they would just do it. Just do it. If you want to do the crossover,
Release
like
the
stop,
Far
like
From Home
beep beep
trailer.
beep. Stop, like little, like taking little chunks and being like, oh, it's kind of a just do a shared thing.
Oh no, this whole thing comes out of fear. That's what it is. The whole thing is them being like afraid that they won't be relevant and then just like dropping stuff like, hey, that's the entire basis for all of this, I think, is just fear. I'm like, you know what? Grow up. It's a risk.
On top of it, if there's no doubt in my mind what they're going to be doing with Far From Home, because also just on the toy front, they announced that they are doing like 13 Spider-Man figures in Marvel Legends this coming year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, it's Spider-Man. Look, I mean, seriously, they just did a Far From Home way. I got spiders like falling out of my damn ears.
Gross.
They made the
Gross.
What If Spider-Man. Like, how many 13 can you make? Yes, this is Josh Keaton voice Spider-Man. Anyway.
Looks identical.
You know, Tina
Josh Keaton.
Fey's husband, Jeff Richmond, I think,
Yes.
wrote a song called Too Many Spider-Men for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and it just seems prophetic.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that this Spider-Man Far From Home movie is going to introduce us to more than one Spider-Man.
It
Especially
had better.
with Spider-Verse 2
Yeah.
lurking somewhere, which I'm more excited for, dare I say.
I'm more excited for that than I've been for a Spider-Man movie, I think,
Because
ever.
We
The
need more
Spider-Verse.
spider hands.
So good. Yeah.
Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man
It's the best Spider-Man movie. It's so good.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no doubt. So,
The only Spider-Man movie I've rewatched in the past decade and a half.
Yeah.
so yeah, that's my thing. I'm sorry, I'm just going on.
No, I'm like
Damn
I
it,
want to
Sony.
watch Morbius,
Why?
but I don't know why I don't like that they're doing all this.
Yes, please stop showing Michael Keaton. We get it. That was nice on that first trailer. Stop now.
Or try-harding it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody have any more, better,
Nope.
happier stories?
Mine are sad. So.
Okay, well, let's hear another sad story. We're in that place now.
Okay, well, if you were planning to go to the Gundam Cafe, you better do it before January 10th, because that's when all 4 of the remaining Gundam cafes will be closed. And and Jason is going to go cry now.
Where will Optimus
cry
Prime
right
go?
That's okay. I can cry right here. That's good. Go ahead.
Yes, after 11 years, all Gundam cafes will be closing. This does obviously include the one that is sitting in Akibahara. So, unfortunately, if y'all wanted to make the great mecca to Japan to go to the Gundam Cafe, you will be disappointed because it won't be there.
Why? They can't be going out of business. Huge tourist draw.
They didn't really say why they were closing them. It seems like it may have been like a COVID financial thing, honestly, because Japan has gone into like 4 or 5 different state of emergencies.
That's true.
So that's what they just now got it to where restaurants or anything can have 50% capacity.
My last visit
So.
to Japan was like shortly afterwards they started opening the Gundam Cafe. And I was like, I missed that. And now.
But there is some hope. The owner, he made a big speech thanking the fans for their years of loyal service and just all this stuff. He did say that they are working on, he did say, please look forward to their new projects in the future. So they are planning something else for the future, though we don't know what that could be.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be Gundam related specifically, but it may have something to do with it. I mean, they had a Char's cafe that was connected to the Gundam Cafe. It was like a lounge, like a more adult themed lounge kind of thing. That will also obviously be closing with the cafes, so maybe they're going to try something in that venue.
Maybe.
But
Please don't take away the giant robot.
well, the giant robot is not connected to the cafe, so.
Well, it's at Gundam Square.
Ah.
Yes, there's a Gundam Square.
Well, that is the giant Gundam will stay in Gundam Square, however, the cafe will not be there. Maybe they are renaming it, maybe they are rebranding it as something else, we just don't know.
If anybody out there can hear my cry, just give me a menu and send it. I will pay. 'cause-
Yeah,
I just wanted some tonkatsu from there.
That's so pathetic. Not like pathetic, but like so cute.
Your cheeks.
They
Alright.
do
Not
love their
funny.
nerdism stuff in Japan. There's
They
lots
had-
of nerdy stuff to look
They had
for.
tonkatsu that was like it had the Gundam.
That's
Gundam
adorable.
RX. It was the RX-78 head and your tonkatsu.
I didn't go to the Gundam Cafe. I did go to the robot restaurant.
I would just spend all my time eating around the shape of it, like
Yeah.
trying to scoop the noodles from underneath.
I heard it's a game.
It is very sad, but I am at least a little hopeful because he's mentioned other projects. So it'll be interesting to see what they are going to be doing with those cafe spaces instead. I swear to everything holy and unholy, if you make them another maid cafe, I am going to riot. Not because I hate maid cafes. I think they're very cute. There's enough of them.
It's true.
Please. Oh, I didn't mean to actually hit the table. Please.
Make it into a capsule hotel. Don't. There's enough of those too, and they're not co-ed. Anyway, anybody else? Any other stories?
Nope, that
Jason, you got anything else?
I mean, no. After that, I'm kind of just.
So we're gonna go cry in some sushi or something. But that has been our show. Sorry for the bad news at the end. You know, the world is hard and beautiful and sometimes sad, and sometimes you have to eat, you know, things that are salty with your tears. But if you like what you've seen here tonight, be sure to check out our website, supercoolnerdshow.com. Be sure to join us Saturday for some D&D around about 3 o'clock. And follow us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, SCNS Live. But if you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram sometimes at BetterCat.
See, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter for art and Suikoden related things at Korodono Art. You can also find me on Twitter at chaotic_noodle if you like things that are specifically Final Fantasy related. And actually, I would like to take a moment real quick just to kind of promote a stream that I am going to be a part of. I'm going to put that in air quotes because it's a pre-filmed panel that's going to be streaming on Saturday. I don't know what time specifically because they gave it to me in like Greenwich time, and
Yeah.
6 hours.
yeah,
Anyway.
I can't math. But it is a charity stream that is being put on, and I joined other people that do G-Pose within the Final Fantasy community to talk about our processes, talk about the pictures we take, our philosophies, all those kind of fun things, and why you shouldn't be afraid to do it for the first time. So
Where do you find it? Like, where?
it is going to be hosted by Frosty TV, which if you are part of the Final Fantasy community, he is the one that does like the play-by-plays for the world's first. So that's something I didn't expect, so I'm just gonna go over here and sit and be starstruck for a little while.
That's cool.
We gotta
But that's Saturday at some time.
Yeah, Saturday at some point. I can't give you a time because one, this isn't loading for me anymore, and I don't think they put the time stamp on our poster.
Go check it out. Hosted by Frosty TV.
Yep, that's all.
Twitter, Instagram, The Good Casts. That's it.
Jason?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX. Also over at supercoolnerdshow.com.
So that's it. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being with us and hanging with us during technical difficulties. And as we always like to say,
Keep on nerding.